Hi ladies, it's Cassandra. I wanted to make a video today about preventing miscarriage. I know a lot of women struggle with this, and as you know, in January of this year I had a miscarriage. I had a missed miscarriage, which is I carried the baby for 8 weeks, but I found out the baby had died at 6 and my body didn't want to get rid of it. I've had another one of those after I had 3 small children. In 2007, I believe, 2006 I had one of those. So I kind of knew because I wasn't very sick with that pregnancy, and I kind of knew something was wrong. But I've also had, I've had 3 miscarriages total, but I've had 2 back to back. The first was when Lana was a year old, and so that was about 3 years ago, and I was only pregnant for a couple days, and I had that miscarriage, and then this last one was in January of this year. So I decided to do some research because I did not want it to happen again. I know most miscarriages actually are because of chromosomal abnormalities. So that probably was it. I was never really sick. I didn't have many symptoms with it. So that probably was the case. But just to be sure, I did some research. One of the books that I read was called this, Miscarriage, Medicine, and Miracles. Now remember, this is a medical book, so there will be a lot of medical things in it. But it was good because it has different stories of all the women that he helped, his doctor helped in his practice, and reasons that they were having miscarriages. And some of them were very common fixes, and some were not. Like some women had, there's actually something that can happen with a uterus where it's kind of divided in half, but he was able to do surgery on that and fix that. Also, some women may have fibroids on their uterus, which you can have surgery to fix that as well. And so there are some surgical things that can be done. So I do encourage you, if you are having just miscarriage after miscarriage after miscarriage, if you have insurance and you can afford to go to a fertility specialist, find one and go, because it might be something that maybe requires surgery. But some of the easy fixes was one thing that I started doing with this pregnancy. I am getting older. I'm not ancient. I'm only 37, but the closer you get to 40, statistically, you are more prone to miscarriage. So a lot of reasons is because your progesterone is lower. And I did have a little bit of a scare at about 6 weeks of this pregnancy. I am currently 11 weeks pregnant. I am due in January, so I will be due the same month that I had my miscarriage this past year. So I'm due in January. I'm 11 weeks, so I'm not totally in the clear, obviously, but everything is going great. I have been sick with this one. We had a sonogram at 7 weeks. We saw the baby, it looked perfect. I just had a doctor's appointment this Tuesday. We got the heartbeat. It's a great 166 to 170. So when I had the scare at 6 weeks, I talked to a couple of my friends and I went out and I bought natural progesterone cream. This is just Source Naturals. It's from my health food store. And I do it in the morning and the night, and I take about maybe that much, and I rub it just on each arm. So about that much on each arm. I think there's, you're supposed to do about 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoon twice a day. So I do it in the morning and night, and I'm going to continue to do this through my first trimester. And in my second trimester, your placenta takes over, and then your progesterone is not nearly as important. But for now, I will continue to take this. So I started taking that after my little scare, and then nothing ever happened again. So I don't know if it helped. I don't know, but I'm going to keep taking it. Another thing I did before this, I kind of could tell I had some hormonal problems. My cycles are very regular, but I have a lot of symptoms with them. Like the week before, I had horrible heat flashes, lots of pain sometimes. So I kind of wanted to get that readjusted after my miscarriage. My hormones were having a hard time getting back on balance. It took me about, I think, 4 or 5 months to get pregnant with the one I'm pregnant with now. But I started taking these. They're called Conception, and I got them off Amazon. They are a little pricey. They're $30 a bottle, but that lasts a month. You take one in the morning and one at night. And it's a female fertility prenatal. And it has I don't know how you say this, inositol and Vitex. Vitex is also known as chasteberry. It is a great herb used by women throughout the centuries to regulate hormones and cycles, etc. And I could tell this helped because I took it, and since my miscarriage, I had been having horrible ones. But I started taking this. 2 weeks later, I had a normal cycle. And then 2 weeks after that, I conceived the baby that I'm now pregnant with. But this is great because It has all these vitamins in it. You can tell, lots of B vitamins. And I kind of help too. They're bright yellow. They're bright yellow pills. They're kind of brownish yellow. But there's a lot of vitamin B in them. And I think it might be one of the things that has helped me not be as sick with this pregnancy. Vitamin B's are known to help morning sickness and nausea. But I mean, it has vitamin D. That's 1,000% of what you need every day. Thiamine, riboflavin, and of course I cannot say all these right, but just bear with me. Niacin, vitamin B6. The vitamin B6 is what helps the nausea. And that is 500% of what you need every day. So folate, and this is the good folate. This is not the cheap folic acid that a lot of women can't even digest properly. This is the good folate that women need. Vitamin B12, calcium, iron, iodine, zinc, selenium, manganese, and chromium. And then it also has myo-inositol chaste tree berry extract, and that's the Vitex. And then organic, I do not know what this word is, ashwagandha extract, shatavari root extract, stinging nettle root extract, choline, and that's about it. So it's got all that good stuff in there. And it does say to use throughout first trimester for best results, and I am. I'm going to use this because you're not supposed to stop with the Vitex. You're not supposed to just abruptly stop. And I didn't want to abruptly stop after I got pregnant. So I'm going to continue to take this through the first trimester at least. And then I know the baby's getting a lot of good vitamins from this. So that's just some things that I looked into. Definitely do your research. There's a lot of YouTube videos about recurrent miscarriage and what can be done about it. I just ran across one today by a doctor, and he was saying he believes that most miscarriages are caused from adrenal fatigue. And he said, and that's directly linked to progesterone and low progesterone levels. And he said a lot of women that have adrenal fatigue, it's like their body knows that they're not healthy enough to carry a baby, so then the body will try getting rid of it. And he's found that when he puts his patients on progesterone cream, then that helps them carry the pregnancy. So I do swear by progesterone cream. I do believe it helps quite a bit, especially if you are getting older, if you have hormonal problems. The Vitex can help straighten out a lot of your hormonal problems. I really, really like these a lot. I really like these. I feel like they've helped a lot with this pregnancy. So I can't say enough good things about these. And if you go look on Amazon too, if you look it up, they have a lot of good reviews about them. So I think it's a good prenatal vitamin. And then also just, don't worry about it. I think with this baby, when I found out I was pregnant after 2 miscarriages back to back, I was obviously a little concerned, a little worried about it, but I just determined that come what may, I was just going to trust the Lord. And He is the sustainer and giver of life. So, and I still have fears. I'm 11 weeks along almost. And, you always think, what if? But I've chosen to be happy in this pregnancy and just be grateful for every day that I do have this baby. And while God is the author and sustainer of life, there are things as women that we can do to educate ourselves and to figure out why certain things might be happening. So do your research. There's a lot of good articles out there. There's a lot of YouTube videos. Just start ruling stuff out. Start trying different things. None of these things, the progesterone cream, the conception pills, none of those are going to hurt. Reading books and trying to educate yourself on miscarriage and why it could be happening, that's not going to hurt anything. So, maybe you could learn something that you could pass on to someone else who's struggling. So I just wanted to show you those couple things that I did differently this pregnancy. Who knows? Did it help? Did it not? I did miscarry the last one, and I haven't yet with this one. It's looking like I probably won't with this one, but, it's not going to hurt anything to do those things. So, and if it's any advice that can help anyone, then I wanted to share it with you. So I hope that helped, and have a great day. Bye.